Hey, welcome everybody. My name is Michael Camo. I'm Director of Content for T3 Live, and I'm here with my good friend JR Romero. He is stronger than a Wookiee. He is wiser than Yoda. So he is here to tell us what the heck is going on in this market and also talk about what's going on in the Momentum Express VTF this week. It's been an action-packed week, and JR's made some big calls and names like AMD today, Nvidia, Tesla. So, of course, we're bringing in JR to tell us what the heck is going on out there. So, JR, it is open house week. We have a whole bunch of new people in the room. How has the week been going for you?
It's been a phenomenal week, jam-packed action all around. We've been really pressing the gas pedal on Tesla, Nvidia, AMD. They've really been catching a bit at certain times, despite a very slow grind up in the market. Um, so we've got the market grinding to all-time highs on low volume. Third week of July, I expect a significant pullback. We need one. We need one badly, like the desert needs the rain. So, expecting a pullback. You'll forgive me if I'm a little bit sore. I got a AMD tramp stamp tattoo yesterday, and it's just bothering me a little bit. Other than that, should be good.
Do those tattoos, are those included with Momentum Express membership now? Are we giving free tattoos to our members?
If you contact Amber at Info T3 Live, we might be able to work something out. Yes.
Okay. Amber is very resourceful. I think we can count on her to help us out here. Okay.
Just
All
a
right.
caveat: they only come in Helvetica and Courier, and they have to come with angel wings. Okay. So
Okay. And
we
also,
keep
we
it classy.
require a t3live.com link is also required in the tattoo. So,
Yes.
okay. All right. So let's talk about AMD because that was the big one today. That was one you called early today. Everybody in the room was celebrating. The stock skyrockets kind of out of nowhere. So, what were you doing with AMD today?
AMD, we had big news out for AMD this morning. It was a double whammy. So we had a catalyst in place on AMD, AMD to acquire private AI lab Silo, and also TSM uh, reported 28% year-over-year growth, which is of course the catalyst for the sector. So we've been stalking AMD. We loaded up on a swing trade in AMD yesterday on the pullback to 175. And I told the room yesterday, you're buying AMD at S1 here on the 175 handle. It's a gift. And it went to 175, bounced and gapped up higher this morning. You can see on the chart intraday from yesterday to today, it's basically an ascending triangle base breakout. It was really good news in the pre-market. I bought it in the pre-market, uh, caught a beautiful pop into the low 180s, and then sold the open and waited for the dip. So it was a typical dip and rip type of setup. Uh, your demand zone right at 178, 178.50. So we started accumulating it there and then added it through the highs at 181 and a quarter for the move to 184 through 184.50 into 185. So textbook type of ascending triangle breakout through into a demand zone. And the stock is in play, and I expect a lot more opportunities out of AMD intraday in the coming days and weeks.
Okay, JR, I know you're a big Sopranos fan, so I'll make a reference. I'll see if you can pick up on this. But for a long time, it felt like AMD was treated like the ugly girl at the dance. But lately, it's just been going absolutely wild. So why do you think AMD has made this big comeback? And can you identify which Sopranos character was just referenced there?
I'm going to say Paulie.
Correct. You win. You are the champion of tonight. Of today, rather.
Um, yeah, so I didn't even have to phone a friend. I'm impressed. All right. So basically, we're seeing the Nvidia trade retracing back near all time highs territory, but in my opinion, the market's going to start to focus on some laggards in the chip sector, and AMD is it. AMD has been in basically a very orderly ascending channel off the 140 lows, and we were waiting for the key technical breakout level at 175 to really start hitting the gas pedal. And that's what I told the guys over at Benzinga yesterday. I said, once AMD broke 175, to me, that's in play territory, and I expect a quick markup through the 190s into the 205 handle, and then potentially into all-time highs.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull up in just 1 second a Tesla chart, because Tesla's been a very big hit for you guys this week so far. I know today you called out the relative weakness, but Tesla has been another laggard that's really come back. I know you guys caught this big rip on Monday and Tuesday. So what's been the story with Tesla? Why have you been so active there?
So we identified the accumulation zone in the 172.50 handle and started accumulating it there with the rest of the big money, in my opinion, for the breakout through 185 to 250. And we nailed that one, textbook swing trade. Now Tesla is near an overhead supply zone at 250 and consolidating. So now you're basically absorbing overhead supply, but in my opinion, all the bad news for Tesla is sort of factored in. And, we noticed that when it was trading in the 170s, bad news was failing to make it go lower. So we had a very bullish note from Morgan Stanley, I think Adam Jonas this morning, talking about how he expects the energy storage in Tesla to now account for $50 per share of their revenue, and maintains a target through 300 at 305. So I don't think the story is over for Tesla at all. I do think we're now into consolidation. We need to absorb that overhead supply in the 265 handle before we make the next leg up higher to our $300 target.
Okay, $300 target on Tesla, especially you open house folks. Stay tuned, because JR is going to be active in the stock almost every day. So hopefully you guys will join at the end of the week, because JR is going to be hammering on Tesla for quite a while. And remember, he called Tesla long a while ago. We talked about it in early June. It was around like 200. Now it's 260 something or whatever it is. So JR nailed it.
He was in the 175 handle.
Oh, here we go. Trader, perfect trade. Anybody ever notice this? Traders have photographic memory for everything they ever got right. So yeah, so JR called Tesla a long time ago.
No, I remember because it was a very unpopular thing to say at the time. Everybody was down on Tesla, and I said, I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, but I really like Tesla here.
Yeah,
and it was in the dumps.
Yeah, and interestingly, because I'd asked JR what his favorite stock for the next 5 years was, and he said Tesla, and it's been rocking. Honestly, I hope the other T3 Live contributors are not listening, because that's been the most accurate prediction. Sammy might have gotten you with... Sammy might have picked Tesla too. I don't remember though. So, but JR is at least tied for number one in those long-term predictions. Right. Okay, so
good person to be tied against. Hard to say anything bad about Sammy.
Sammy is my brother. I love Sammy. Okay, so you talked a little bit about these laggards, because AMD has come back. Even Tesla was a mess for a long time. By far the worst of the Mag 7. Are there any other, even, Amazon was also struggling for a while and it ripped out of nowhere. Are there any other laggards that are on your radar now?
So I have a big list of names I'm looking at. I think HPE is eventually going to catch the Dell bug and make a significant move. We've been in Carvana since 119. And we're looking for that move to the upper end of the channel at 160. I really like CDNA as well. I think Carvana's got room, and it got a really nice note this morning with a 165 price target. So I really like the potential in Carvana as well.
Wow, Carvana's at what I remember. Carvana, what is that, like 40 with the highest short interest in the Russell 2000? So unbelievable. Yeah. Our friend Rich here is Rich a member of the room? Rich Loeffler, he said JR had brass. You know what's on that one?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Rich. I think Rich is a Momentum Express legend. Okay, are you looking at anything, especially because we have the CPI tomorrow, the PPI? Are you paying attention to like small caps, biotech? Because a lot of people are talking about those as potential plays off those
Yeah,
reports.
one of our a bunch of our traders this morning were talking about Labu, and biotech certainly looks like it's rearing to go. We'll see what the CPI does. The market being where it is, it's at a real inflection point. We're seeing price and oscillator divergence with volume as we go higher in the SPX and the NDX. We're seeing all-time highs on lower volume, where the oscillator is not confirming, and we're seeing narrower and narrower candles. This is typically the warning sign of a significant pullback coming. You have um, Morgan Stanley coming out a couple of days ago. When was it? That Mike Wilson came out with a 10% pullback target. I think it was earlier this week, and I think he's correct. In terms of seasonality, the first 2 weeks of July, at least for me, have always been really good. But I do expect the market to give us a nice corrected pullback into the third and fourth weeks of July, which are badly needed. I mean, I would welcome that pullback. We really need a digestive type of corrective pullback in the SPX and the NDX in the worst possible way.
Okay, so I'll throw out a question to you because I asked David Prince this exact same question a few weeks ago. As far as the small caps go, I think a lot of people are assuming that, like, the Nasdaq and the SPX could fall and money rotates to the small caps, but can't everything just drop altogether? Because it feels like everybody's just assuming the small caps are almost destined to make a comeback.
I'll give you a movie quote, and you tell me where it's from. Coffee is for closers. You know where that's from?
Yeah, of course. Second prize is a set of steak knives. Third prize is you're fired.
Right. Alec Baldwin, Glengarry Glen Ross, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, when it comes to the market, coffee's for closers. I don't care about the small caps and the IWM until they actually start doing something interesting. Until then, it's dead money. I don't know why people keep talking about the IWM. It's been dead money for over a year. When it starts doing interesting things and making me money, I'll start trading it. Until then, I could care less. We're catching 5% moves intraday on large cap stocks. Why would I even bother trading the IWM right now? Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I have no idea why I keep asking this stupid question every week. I should really think about it. I should really look in the mirror and introspect a little bit. Okay,
Everyone
let's
loves talking about it. It's like one of those questions they put out on CNBC every 10 minutes. What about the small caps? Who cares? They're not moving. When they start moving, I'll care.
Yeah, it's like Powell was just testifying, and they're asking him about like ocean levels in the Arctic Sea.
Oh yeah, totally.
We don't.
Your favorite jambalaya recipe. It's like, what? I'm a central banker. Why are you asking me these questions?
Okay, let's talk about our friend Nvidia. Whoops. Where are my slides? Okay. All right. So Nvidia was a big hit Monday. You took it on the open and added to it, then got out around 130. So what are you doing with Nvidia these days? AMD was the hit today, but are you still paying attention to our friend Nvidia?
Yeah, we bought Nvidia in the pre-market this morning, sold it at the open, made really really nice money on a beautiful sort of pre-market surge. Nvidia needs to consolidate here. The problem with Nvidia is that you've got earnings coming up on August 15th and a natural technical retracement back to all-time highs at 140.59, but it hasn't been a smooth ride. It's been a very bumpy ride. We've been trading it, of course, but it doesn't have the kind of the kind of momentum and strength that a Laggard like AMD does, right? You're kind of pulling out of a curling wedge reversal in a very technical move, but it doesn't have the kind of momentum and type of amenable tape that a day trader likes to see every day, the way it used to. Um, you know, so, but obviously we're still trading it very actively. I think it's going to test all-time highs before earnings, almost a certainty.
Okay. All right. Let's do some more forward looking. So, we have a whole bunch of people from the open house watching right now. I know they're watching on YouTube. Hi, everybody. If you want to pop in the comments, say hi to JR, please do so. JR is, he's officially my favorite from now on. I'm sorry, Sammy. I'm breaking up with you for JR.
I feel like I may go back to second place real quick.
Okay. All right. Okay. So just so everybody on the open house is aware, what should they be watching for the next couple? Because we all know CPI is on the way, PPI is on the way, but what should people watching in terms of names?
Well, it depends what kind of inflation reading we get, right? So on the CPI, this is what's tricky about this. If we get an amenable reading, I do expect the interest rate sensitive stocks that have been getting hammered to really move higher. So your solars, your construction stocks, your fintech stocks, and gold. I expect those to move higher as the DXY, the dollar index, drops. Okay, so for core inflation, we're expecting the prior was 0.2%, and that's the consensus. If we get a more dovish print, I expect those sectors to rip. Okay, the inflation rate month over month prior was 0%, and the consensus forecast is 0.1%. So that is really, I think a surprise in core would really drive the market higher if it's a more dovish print. If it's not, I think that'll be the excuse the market needs for a pullback, and that may be the kind of fulcrum event that gives us the technical pullback we're looking for anyways. And I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to that, because this slow grind up has been really difficult to trade. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it should be said that like JR is finding lots of great ideas in a difficult market. So JR, I know, I believe it was on the PCE report, the last one, or maybe it was CPI, where you yelled at everybody when the report hit, just buy something. So is there a potential?
I said, somebody buy something. And we did. We bought a lot of things. I went on a shopping spree.
Yeah. So I think everybody make sure you're logged into the room for the rest of the week, because if JR gets on the horn and starts yelling at everybody that it's time to buy stuff, you are going to want to be there. So, guys, if you haven't joined the open house yet, you can get the rest of the week for free if you go to t3live.com/Momo, t3live.com/Momo. If you are in the open house, watch for those messages from Amber. She's going to give you amazing deals to join the room, so you can keep working with this wonderful man, this wonderful human being. Again, stronger than a Wookiee, wiser than Yoda, more courageous than Captain Kirk. I could go on.
Forgot movie star handsome. I got one more announcement to make. Tomorrow, guys, if you want to check out the open house, we're going to be doing an hour-long lesson on the high probability scalps we take every day to capture big moves in the market. So if you want to figure out what it is we're doing, it's no open secret. You can come in, join in, log in, and check us out at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing an hour-long slide-by-slide, setup-by-setup review of the scalping setups we take every day, and they're all going to be based on trades we did in the past 10 days. Okay, no textbook stuff, real trades we took in the room as examples. All right.
Okay, awesome. And I will say, JR is better looking than Richard Gere 1980. That's how amazing he is. And yes, it will be, the event tomorrow will be recorded. And as you may know, JR, American Gigolo came out in 1980.
Ooh.
He was quite attractive in that movie, I will say.
He was very handsome.
Okay, all right. Okay, guys, again, if you want to get the rest of the week with JR, go to t3live.com/Momo. If you are already in the open house, watch for your messages from Amber because she's going to be in contact with you guys so you can join the room. And yeah, you guys, you better be in there for the next 2 days because there's going to be a ton of action and it's going to be a ton of fun. So, JR, that's 20 minutes in and out fast.
Wonderful. Thank you, Captain, as always.
All right, everybody, have an amazing day.